Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Eric here. We are, I don't even know what today is, September 15th. Got a little house wash, well, not a house wash. We're going to be up on the roof. I'll get some better footage of that when I get up there. Probably going to be one of the last washes of the season, I'm hoping. Not that I'm ready to stop working and making money for the year, but we're getting cold here. We've been having some 44-degree mornings. I think that was the lowest I've seen so far. So we're getting pretty close to having to winterize this pig. Get it ready. What I'm probably going to do is drain all the water, take a compressor and blow out as much moisture as I can. Probably going to run some antifreeze through there so it doesn't freeze. Because what I want to do is keep the skid in here just because the ladder rack is so convenient and so nice. I want to keep the skid in here probably November, maybe middle of November if I can. Just because I know we're going to be doing a lot of gutter cleaning and a lot of gutter guard installs. I also got something kind of weird today from Home Advisor. It was a free lead, and it was to hang Christmas lights. So if any of you guys watch Jason Guyman, I forget what his channel is now, Pressure Wash Help, something like that, but I'm sure a lot of you guys know his name. He does a lot with the Christmas lights. I've never even thought about doing it. I've watched all his videos on it. It sounds great. It's something that I don't typically want to get into. It was a free lead. The homeowner was providing the lights. So I'm going to see what the property looks like. See if we can come to agreement with setting it up. And then if I like it, if it goes well, and we might be throwing some ads out there this year. I think Jason provides lights. I could be wrong. I know I've seen some videos of his trailer filled with lights and boxes and stuff like that. I do not want to get involved in that. What I will probably be doing, if I do anything at all, is going to be having the homeowner provide the lights that they want, and I'm simply just going to bring the ladder and put it up for them and charge them a little fee for that. I have no plans on actually advertising for that right now. I'm going to see if I get this job and see what it entails. But you know, if you're in this kind of business, you always got to be open to new ideas and new ways to make money, especially in winter. I know I talked to you guys a little bit about putting a plow on the truck. I'm actually going to look at one today. Already got 5 or 6 people paid up, signed up and paid for the full season. So money in my pocket, and it's September. So that's going to be nice. I would like a little bit more. It's still early. Hopefully we'll get a few more sign-ups. But the plow is going to be paid for, and next year it'll all be profit. So I'll keep you guys posted on the plowing. I'm definitely going to have some videos for that, setting up the plow. And I'm assuming a lot of you guys are probably, at least for the guys that are in the Northeast, you've already got the truck. You're already getting clients. You're already scheduling and advertising. So if you guys are also thinking about how am I going to transfer my summer business into, I got my leaf blower idling and it sounds like it's having some troubles this morning. You guys are already scheduling and doing all that stuff, putting out ads. So if you're looking to get a little income in the winter, so maybe plowing might be a good idea for you. I have plowed for my family and stuff in the past with my dad's truck. I've never done it on my own trying to make money. So this will be just like everything here. It'll be a learning experience, and I'm going to show you guys that along the way. So let's get going on this roof wash here. I don't think it's gonna be too bad of a job. I'll get you guys some better footage when we get up there. It looks like a lot of blow off, and it's actually a really nice little property here. We'll take this little path up. Let me pause it for a second. So here we are up on the hill. Beautiful little spot they got here, tucked in the woods. A lot of blow off. You get rid of these pine needles. You can see some lichen. You can see if we can get this to focus here. Come on now. Some black streaking. Blow off, black streaking. Front of the roof's not too bad. I haven't seen the front side of this. It's hard to see. It's actually impossible to see from the road. The homeowner did. I believe they just recently bought this, so either they or the realtor had a drone up. He sent me some aerial shots. I think the front is kind of the worst. Looks like a lot of lichen. So let's get after this and make some money and be done for the day, and your boy's gonna go look at a plow. So stay tuned. Okay, so we're up on this first smaller section. Not too bad. Took the broom that I routinely abuse and throw off the roof, and then wonder why I have to constantly tighten the bolt on the broom head. But knocked, there's a little bit of moss basically right in here. Knocked all the loose stuff off. Same thing here. Pushed everything away. And we're going to use the old leaf blower, clean this up. I really like using the broom. A lot of guys will have some pretty negative things to say about it. You're disturbing the granule and all that. I'm not up here brushing it like I'm brushing my teeth. Especially these big pieces, they'll come right off. You can just kick it with your toe. What I like to do is just take a quick pass or two. If it doesn't come off with 2 passes, then I just leave it. It's something that's going to be sprayed and left to die. But when you can knock that stuff off, some of this bigger stuff, you're leaving behind a much more, visually pleasing product to people. So use the broom sparingly. You don't want to be up here removing decades of granules off the roof, but you can definitely make your job a little easier and have a nicer product by just taking a couple quick passes and knocking that stuff off. So I'm going to blow this off, and then we'll get to spraying here and we'll move along. All right, and just like the broom, just kidding. All right, stand by. Get the mask on and we'll do a little spray and we'll move along. Actually, while I'm sitting here, quick little gutter section here. Might as well do it, right? That's how you get called back. That's how you get referrals. You're up here. Let that take 2 seconds, 3 seconds. Took me more time to get down and get up. Getting old. All right, let's get my mask on and we'll do a little spray here. Start over here on the corner. Work our way back. Oh, hello. That's the real black spot there. Give that a nice coat. Okay. Okay, let's get on the ladder here and put the leaf blower down, and we'll do this last section right here off the ladder. I'm gonna get that out of the gutter real quick. Would have been nice to do this before the roof got sudsy and slippery, but I wasn't thinking. Stand by. Okay, so we got that gutter cleaned off, got the roof nice and soaped, got that one taken care of. So let's make our way down. You can see we got some drippage here. There's no gutters in place. So let that continue to drip. We'll get a little fresh water down here. A lot of it's just a drip line, not too concerned. So, okay, got the water line out, so I sprayed off all that stuff over there. Again, there's no gutters in place right now, so wet a little bit of that stuff. And then wet all the deck and the benches and move the tomato plant, the chairs, kind of wet everything in the drip area. So, I have seen some videos lately on some other guys' channels. Guys are asking, what do you do about keeping vegetation wet if you're a one-man show? I typically just wet it down, hit it as much as possible, wet it down beforehand, wet it down as it's dripping off, and then once that drip really slows down, I hit it again. I have seen other guys talk about setting up a sprinkler system. If you're working on a house, there's a lot of shrubbery in the front, you know, a lot of nice vegetation. You can set up a little sprinkler to rotate back and forth, hook it up to their water system, and just let it run the whole time you're washing. I think that's an excellent idea. And it might be one that I'm going to try myself next year. Definitely just saves you some time running around and keeps you from worrying a little bit. So let's get up here and see what's going on. Anxious to see the what the front of the roof has to offer us. I think it's going to be the worst spot, it seems like, but we are going to find out together. Stand by. Okay, so this is the back side. Little blow off, some black streaking, little lichen over there. Front, mainly just lichen. Blow that off. See a little bit of moss up on the front. Nice big bushy moss is what I like. Comes right off. And the lower side over here again, lichen. Blow off some moss. So not a bad couple hours of work, and let's get this all cleaned off. Okay, doesn't look like much of a difference, but a lot did come off. Got all the moss, all the pine needles off. So the rest is here to stay. Don't want to agitate the shingles too much with the brush. So we're going to spray the rest and let the SH do its thing. You guys notice that the pump is pulsating. It does that every once in a while. when there's a pretty steep incline that it's pushing up. So it has to, the pump is pushing it from the truck under this deck up over the railing at basically a complete vertical climb, and it's coming up again. So when you're not making that kind of a climb with the pump and the hose, you don't have an issue. But every once in a while, when you get up, when the pump's really pushing, it'll pulsate like that. It's a lot of lichen up here. We're going to put a nice hefty coat on her. If any of you guys have any experience with 7 gallon per minute 12 volt pump, let me know how you like it. Some people say there's not much of a difference. It's not worth the price. It doesn't give much extra flow versus the 5.5 gallon. It's just what I hear. I don't have anything to base that off of, so if you guys have an opinion on that, let me know. Maybe a 7 gallon per minute pump, I don't know, maybe a little more power might help with spraying on some of these incline or some of these steep draws where I'm getting this pulsating. I get it, 1 out of every 10 jobs. Never happens on a house wash because we're ground level. But just let me know. Let me know if you guys have any experience with using a 7 gallon per minute pump versus a 5 gallon per minute. If it's worth the investment and change. I love the 5.5 gallon per minute. Like I said, I don't typically have this issue. It's not something that you deal with every day, so it's not a big deal, but I'm sure it is straining the pump. But I'm not a pump expert, so I don't know. Looking for a nice easy coverage. Spend a little extra time in those thick black spots, but okay. All right, before I go any further, snap a little picture up here for the homeowner. Okay. Make your way to the ladder and we'll spray this last section. There should be a law against using a ladder. Wow, on the phone. Oh, okay. All right, as expected, got a lot of drip, no gutter. So we're gonna go get our blue line. We're gonna make our way. As you can see there, it's actually dripping over the plants, which is really nice, and not on them. So let's go get our water line and let a lot of that drip down. Oh, do the front too. Now these have already been pre-wet. And again, as you can see, a lot of it's dripping in front of the plants, which is nice. I'm just going to give them a little fresh water now. Dilute some of this stuff that's fallen already. We're about to go into the winter months anyway. All this stuff's going to be shriveling up here soon, but that doesn't mean that you can skip a step. So that's good for now. I'm not terribly concerned about it. We do have a pretty strong mix on the roof. There's a pretty strong mix coming down, but not terribly concerned with it. It's kind of landing in all the right spots on this wood deck, which could definitely use a little SH treatment. I haven't sprayed anything over here yet, but keep it wet. We're going to spray here next. So all that's from the roof. So let me change my tip here because my hose is running out. Can you hear me now? Good. So again, we just got wood here. Nothing crazy, but water's cheap. Spray it, get it out there. You can kind of see where it's falling right here. This is where it's dripping. I mean, it's not going to hurt the wood. It's going to clean it up, lighten it a little bit. But I have a feeling they just bought this house. Like I said, I have a feeling they're going to probably have me back to strip some of that off and kind of all the way around. And honestly, the whole deck could use a good SH treatment before a possible stain or paint. So back to the fan tip again. Going to be spraying here next. It's a beautiful little property. All dirt road back into here. This thing's still pissing up there. Get the hose up there. We'll go up there and rinse some of that deck off. And then when we're all done, we'll come around with the leaf blower and blow all this stuff off, front and the back. You can see all it's doing to the wood is just lightening it up a little bit. Nothing crazy. Not doing any damage. Like I said, you could use it, the whole thing, which I'll probably pitch to them as well. Let them see what the excess drip did. See if they want the whole thing done, if they're going to restain it. I mean, look at these boards right here compared to right here and some of these back here. SH is beautiful as long as you don't abuse it. So it's slowing down, still dripping. We do have some rain forecasted today, and that is always an absolutely almost went. It's always a beautiful thing. I love doing house washes in the rain. Not a torrential downpour by any means, but a nice drizzle, a light rain. Back to wetting down the vegetation and everything. Getting our hose on Mr. Butterfly there. Watch out, Mr. Butterfly. Okay, hopefully it'll stay for a minute. I'm gonna move my ladder, but anyway, like I was saying, the rain's nice if you're doing a house wash. Luckily, it's not doing anything crazy right now. It's just a light drizzle. We'll let some of this SH sink in, and hopefully let it do some work before if we get any severe rain. So keep moving right along. We're moving pretty good here. One little tip: the SH has been dripping off the roof, coming down from here, dripping on the bottom. So again, that's also something that we wet, but it's leaked a little bit over here. So now all of this is very slippery. You guys can put the cleats right down there in the cracks. It works beautifully. Keep you nice and safe. So we'll rinse this down a little bit and we'll get up here on this roof, and we just got to do back and the front of this, and then the small side back and front, and then we'll just be on our way doing a little cleanup and getting out of here. So we can reach the front whole half of the building here and walk this whole section without having to move the ladder again, which I love. So we're going to blow this off, see what's underneath, hit a little bit of this with a brush, and be on our way, fellas. Okay, got the water line out, so I sprayed off all that stuff over there. Again, there's no gutters in place right now, so wet a little bit of that stuff. And then wet all the deck and the benches, and move the tomato plant, the chairs, kind of wet everything in the drip area. So I have seen some videos lately on some other guys' channels. Guys are asking, what do you do about keeping vegetation wet if you're a one-man show? I typically just wet it down, hit it as much as possible, wet it down beforehand, wet it down as it's dripping off, and then once that drip really slows down, I hit it again. I have seen other guys talk about setting up a sprinkler system. If you're working on a house, there's a lot of shrubbery in the front, You know, a lot of nice vegetation. You can set up a little sprinkler to rotate back and forth, hook it up to their water system, and just let it run the whole time you're washing. I think that's an excellent idea. And it might be one that I'm going to try myself next year. Definitely just saves you some time running around and keeps you from worrying a little bit. So let's get up here and see what's going on. Anxious to see the what the front of the roof has to offer us. I think it's going to be the worst spot, it seems like, but we are going to find out together. Stand by. Okay, so this is the back side. Little blow off, some black streaking, little lichen over there. Front. Mainly just lichen. Blow that off. See a little bit of moss up on the front. Nice big bushy moss is what I like. Comes right off. And the lower side over here again, lichen. Blow off. Some moss. So not a bad couple hours of work, and let's get this all cleaned off. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Just as I suspected. Under all that pine needle was moss, lichen, and algae. I will not stand for this. Get all this out of here. Again, a lot of this is going to be the same up on the roof. We're going to strike it just a little bit. A lot of this stuff is very hard to get off. Probably not going to be able to move too much of it. These bigger pockets will move no problem. And we're going to spray this bad boy. I think our friend Mr. Chimney needs some work. Just a little bit. It's probably got another 30 years left in her. All right, let's get the old brush working. Okay. As expected, not too much of this came off. Blew it once. Got all the pine needle off. Hit it with a brush a little bit. Got some off, but a lot of this thin stuff is hard to get, so we're going to hit it with the spray. I'm going to sauce that moss, as they say in the biz. I promise I don't do crack. See that we dropped the flight. We're up there. Now we're down a little lower and no pulsating. I was just working a little hard trying to get, oh, there's a little one. Trying to get some of that SH up to the second story. There's one. Look at that. Nice and green, nice and not happy. Nice and dark right there. All that moss nice and soaked. Okay. Snap a couple pictures. Last section. Okay. So this right here is going to be my next project. These Curatech hoses come with, where's my focus? Well, you get the picture. But there's a crimp on there, and when it folds and kinks, it wears down. So I'm going to order some plastic. So I'm just going to order some of those plastic hose barbs to keep in the truck for next year. Have a couple hose clamps ready. When that crimp finally gives way,